In the headlines, Nigerian Senate to debate implication of court judgment ordering deletion of Section 84, subsection 12 of the Electoral Amendment Act. Police arrest suspected killer of soldier in Warri. Edo communities lack access to safe and clean water as World Water Day is marked. And on the foreign scene, no survivors found nearly 36 hours after China plane plunged into a mountainside with 132 people on board. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. And the news in full. Nigerian Senate will on Wednesday debate the judgment of High Court ordering the deletion of Section 84, subsection 12 of the Electoral Act. The upcoming debate is sequel to a point of order raised by Senator Thompson Sekibo, representing Rivers East Senatorial District, on the said matter. The report.
Senator Sekibo, who came under Orders 10 and 11 of the Senate Standing Rule, urged the Parliament to treat the matter with a sense of urgency and debate it immediately. The contested Section 84, subsection 12 of the Electoral Act reads that no political appointee at any level shall be a voting delegate or be voted for at the convention or congress of any political party for the purpose of any nomination of candidates for election.
Because of a judgment that was delivered in Abia State, I think just last week, that's why I'm coming with this order. I don't have anything against the judge, but Mr. President, the difference, what the man is relying on in the judgment is not the interpretation of the Constitution. The Constitution defines for us who is a civil servant and who is a public servant. It does not include political appointees. It does not. More so, Section 4 gives us the power to make good laws. And in our mind and our mindset, any law we are making here is a good law. Now, Section 228 gives us also the power to make certain laws to guard the independent National Electoral Commission so that it can effectively discharge our function.
This Senate, here and now, look into the issue concerning the ouster, the attempt by the court in Abia State to oust some sections of the bill we just passed into law concerning the issues surrounding the public servants in politics and who want to run elections and all issues thereto. I second it and ask that this Senate discusses here and now.
However, the Deputy Senate President, Senator Ovi Omo Agege, who presided over Tuesday's plenary, suggested the lawmakers delay the debate until Wednesday's legislative session. This is to accommodate the Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, and other lawmakers who were absent to participate in the debate. Listening to the various contributions, Omo Agege resolved to suspend the debate until Wednesday's plenary.
The reason I took this decision is because I want a fuller house. I want a fuller house for this debate because this matter is very, very fundamental and it will be good to have the input of all senators. And I'm not sure that people had notice. I'm not sure that people were privy to the fact that these discussions will arise this morning. So I think it's in the best interest of this chamber that we give all of our colleagues, or as many of our colleagues as possible, the opportunity to show up tomorrow and make their input. That is the reason for the decision.
Recall that the Federal High Court sitting in Abia State had ordered the Attorney General of the Federation to delete the contentious clause from the body of the Electoral Act 2022. This judgment comes less than 2 weeks after another judge of the Abuja division of the same court, Inyang Ekwo, barred President Buhari, the Attorney General of the Federation, and the National Assembly from tampering with the newly amended Electoral Act 2022.
And armed policemen on Tuesday morning took over the Cross River State House of Assembly. The policemen, drawn from the anti-kidnapping squad, and regular policemen were also around the route leading to the House of Assembly, restricting movement into the Assembly complex on Diamond Hill. Their presence followed the High Court ruling on Monday sacking 20 lawmakers in the state for defecting from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. Meanwhile, the state ABC on Tuesday said it has appealed the Federal High Court judgment and also filed a motion for a stay of execution. In a statement by the APC State Chairman Alphonsus Eba and Publicity Secretary to the party Erasmus Ekpang said the judgment is nothing to worry about, urging members of the party to remain calm. And a suspect was arrested in connection with the killing of an army lieutenant in Efurun, Delta State. Commissioner of Police, Delta State, Muhammad Ali, while parading some suspects at the state police headquarters in Asaba, confirmed the arrest to newsmen. The police also said suspects who allegedly killed 4 rival cult members in Jesse, Ethiop West local government area, were also arrested. 43 other suspects were paraded for their involvement in cultism, which has become rampant in some parts of the state.
On the 14th or thereabout of this month, and my men, led by the DPO Enere himself, were on patrol along Urobo College Road. And in the course of that patrol, they came across 2 vehicles that were neatly parked off the road, and they came down. When they came down, they saw a young man that was, dead, lying lifeless in the pool of his own blood. And the body was picked to the station. His pocket was searched, an ID card was recovered. Then a call was put across to our sister agency, and in fact they confirmed that he is one Lieutenant M.M. Musa, who was then the ops officer of that brigade or battalion. And what is left now is investigation. In the course of investigation also, I want to inform you that one suspect has been arrested, and the command is making efforts with a view to ensuring that his allies, those who partake in that dastardly act, are also arrested and dealt with, so that the dead man will be seen that justice at least is being done. He did not just die like that. The command will not allow that to be swept under the carpet. We are doing everything humanly possible to ensure that those who killed him did not sleep and snore in their houses. We must get to the root. We had a disturbing situation report from Jesse, to be precise, where cultists, or rather where there was supremacy fight between the Arobaga cult group and AA confraternity. And as a result, 4 young men were sent to the great beyond. And indeed, I promise Deltans that the command under my watch will certainly not sleep until justice is done and until those behind these dastardly killings were arrested and brought to book. And to God be the glory, I want to inform you today that we have arrested 3 of the notorious members of Arobaga group that were indeed responsible for this killing.
Hard work, I be driver. I just call for work. I dey inside room. I dey hear door. Go. Open the door. Open the door. My own at to us. The next thing I dey hear my mother and my brother they shout. Wait happen. The door they hold. The next thing they say me will come outside. Now I come outside. The next thing I hear the pull out of my hand. Finish.
After then, I was old. Said you was under arrest. Then the other
What are you accusing of?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
You're a cultist.
I'm not a cultist. I'm a student right now. Presently, I'm just waiting for my NYC call-off letter. Presently, I'm a student of ABU.
And the police in Ogun parade 15 suspects arrested for crimes ranging from armed robbery, kidnapping, to murder. The State Commissioner of Police, Lale Bankole, paraded these suspects at the command's headquarters in Abeokuta, the state capital, said they were arrested during various operations across the state. According to him, 5 suspects, Morufu Abiodun, Fisayo Aliu, Usman Adeyemi, Dauda Lekong, and along Ogere Road. Bankole said that his operatives also arrested Suleiman Muhammad and Jato Bello for allegedly kidnapping 2 siblings, Esther and David Kende, who were abducted at Ayetoro area of the state. Bankole also said operatives of the command arrested Chidi Samuel and Paul Zakari, co-founders of a Christian fellowship group, Life Builders Network, who had taken about 7 youth to an isolated area in Oyam village via Imala for Bible study and fellowship.
A dead hostage. And that is why we always rely on technical aid. Our investigation in case of kidnap is to rely on technology. And when we find out that the hostage is out of danger, that is when we make an onslaught on the kidnappers. I cannot categorically confirm or deny that ransom are paid, but I can say that this is not to the knowledge of the police. The command wants to reiterate its commitment to ensuring adequate security of life and property. We will leave no stone unturned in ridding the state of crime and criminality. This is a promise we made to the good people of Ogun State. And this is a promise that we ensure that we keep.
So we came here for evangelism and the training program. So at around October last year. So unfortunately we got sick, and one of the girls that we came with died. After trying to save her, we couldn't. So she died in that place. And the mistake that we did was to bury her there before contacting her parents. That's what brought us here.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up after the break, soap and detergent company responds to allegations against it. This and more after the break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Trust TV News Update. Now look at our top stories. Senate will on Wednesday debate the ruling of a federal high court in Abia State which nullified the controversial Section 84, subsection 12 of the amended Electoral Act. And the suspect is arrested in connection with the killing of an army lieutenant in Efurun, Delta State. And now moving on to other stories. In many rural communities across Nigeria, access to good and safe water supply for drinking and domestic uses is a major challenge, as they solely rely on natural or free source of water supply like streams, wells, ponds and rivers, which harbor various bacteria that are harmful to human health and existence. In the special report, Trust TV correspondent Nafisa Bello x-rays the plight of some communities in Edo State as World Water Day is being celebrated today. The report.
This is Ugonoba community in Uwade local government area of Edo State. It is pathetic watching the young and old trekking long distances on daily basis to get water from the only river in the community, situated along the ever-busy Benin Asaba Onisha Road, which poses a great risk to them, particularly the children.
No help for a government hand. From here to our river here, it's not past 1 mile. I suffer with it. No light. We not get water to drink.
They suffer water well. If you say Pikin may go river, you go there wait, you not dey see water. The water where you go bring, it go be like erosion water, you know they need. We dey suffer water, I beg, may una help us.
The people of Agbede and Aviele in Esaka West local government area of the state are not left out in this hardship. As they say, they rely solely on well water, but during the dry season, most wells dry up, a situation which they also say affects their businesses.
This is our well. Dry season like this, okay. Because the way is rough. Okay. Water not totally dry during dry season. So
when they give us water, we need water. We go appreciate well. We go happy well.
My name is Salamat. Na Aviele na ide. We dey in need of water. Water dey suffer us well for Aviele. So one make government help us. So all those kind of things, only for my business, I dey see water take do. So do rice now na problem for me. So make government support. They beg me they help us. You see water I have first exam. It no good. If I to do rice now na problem be. Because somebody they collect all those kind of ones. So government will they beg wanna help us. The water no good. They suffer for water for Aviele for year.
The situation is more touching in communities with magnificent water project structures mounted but have never produced a drop of water. Hence, total dependence on water from rivers, wells, or even rainwater.
The water tank is just there for fancy. Since how many years now? It's getting to over 10 years now. This water tank, they have been here. There's nothing done on it. We are just looking at them. We don't know what to do. The Ojonwere have been writing letter to the state government, to Abuja. There's nobody comply. And that's why the thing is just like that.
Observed on the 22nd March every year by all UN member states, individuals and organizations to create awareness about the importance of potable water to life. World Water Day was first observed in 1993. Nafisa Bello, Trust TV News Benin.
And the Nigerian Institute of Water Engineers wants the federal government and relevant stakeholders to take action towards conservation of groundwater resources. The association's national chairman, Chinyere Igwegbe, made the call at a news conference to commemorate the 2022 World Water Day in Abuja. The theme for the 2022 celebration is tagged Groundwater, Making the Invisible Visible, with emphasis on environmental, social, and economic value of water.
Groundwater may be out of sight, but its impact is visible everywhere. It provides almost half of all drinking water worldwide, about 40% of water for irrigation, about 1/3 of water is required for the industry to sustain the ecosystem, maintain the river-based flows, prevent land subsidence, and sea water intrusion, etc. This vast potential of groundwater and the need to manage the sustainability can no longer be overlooked. It should be rescued from mismanagement and vulnerability to pollution and depletion. Therefore, groundwater must be thoroughly explored, analyzed, monitored, and regulated. In preventing water scarcity, a lot of research needs to be carried out with possible solutions through technological innovations and nature-based solutions. The responsibility lies on the government, relevant institutions, private partners, NGO and CBOs, and also individuals in taking actions toward conservation of this basic resource which gives life to our planet. The achievement of Sustainable Development Goal 6 on water and sanitation for all by 2030 is of paramount focus on this day. This year's theme, groundwater, draws attention to the hidden water resource that has always been critically important but not fully recognized in sustainable development policy making. Under the groundwater, making the invisible visible, this year's campaign will explain and explore groundwater's vital role in water and sanitation systems, in agriculture, industry, ecosystems, and climate change. The overarching message of this campaign is exploring and sustainably using groundwater will be central to surviving and adapting to climate change and meeting the growing population.
And the soap and detergent manufacturing company in Kano has responded to accusations by farming communities around 3 local government areas of Gezawa, Nasarawa and Ungogo that the company is responsible for contamination of the water channel they use for various agricultural activities. Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibril earlier reported that the villagers said even animals die from drinking the contaminated water. The report.
This area is called Saunakwara, a village in Gezawa local government area of Kano State. The people here are Fulani herdsmen who are also involved in subsistence agriculture and a large-scale stone crushing activities. Prior to the establishment of this soap manufacturing company in Kano, these running water channels remain vital in sustaining their primary occupation of cattle rearing and irrigation farming. But that has changed due to a chemically contaminated water pouring from this factory. This is from where this contaminated water used to gather. Then from here, it's finally made its way into the villages down there. And according to the people living in these villages, this problem has been on for several years, and it has led to so many losses. So many animals were killed, and that there is nothing surviving inside this water. In fact, they said even if human beings uses this water, definitely he might not survive it. So they are calling on the authority, especially the company which is called Aspira, to come to their aid, at least to provide another way to channel this water through other ways so that it can stop coming down to this community. They said they cannot do irrigation farming and that their animals cannot drink this water as well.
This
water is coming from a company called Aspira. But even before the establishment of Aspira, the water channel is still here and the water is passing. But Aspira is using the water channel to pour in their own water, which is also passing, which has contaminated the one that we have here.
It cannot kill animals, because these are things that we always keep on using it. And in the drainage system, the last area where it actually been washed, it normally passes through the waterways. And these waterways are linked waterways. Some of the waterways come from Chalawa, some pass through Sasunusi, that is the main outlet off to the Minjibir site. And we are not the only people that are actually using the water waste. This is actually something that is being designed by the governments.
For quite some time now, several of these farming communities across 3 local government areas of Gezawa, Nasarawa and Ungogu were forced to stop their usual irrigation farming. Fishing, which used to be another important source of revenue, was also halted, and their animal can no longer drink from here. A problem they say is threatening not only their agricultural economy or the environment, but also their chance of continued survival here. The problem of this waste detergent water is too much. We cannot use it to bath. We can't do irrigation with it. And if our animals drink it, they die. This has brought us so many losses.
kuma da ɗan da yake ne sun cutu ba za su iya tafiya sosai ba da haka suke.
Ni kai na yi mun ta'adin 'yan mulka sun kai guda 8.
I have lost about 8 cows because initially I had 3 and they all delivered, but later died after drinking this water. Therefore, what is our purpose if we cannot feed our animals in our own home?
Me amfani wannan ba dama mu gangaro da su su sha ruwa bayan kuma ga gidajen mu a kusa da gurin.
The government of the federation, they have make it in such a way that every farmer should confirm his animal in one place for grazing, not to be moving about with them from one place to another. You understand? So as a result of that, the industries have every right to now discharge what is actually the final waste into the stream that is meant for the discharge to pass.
According to the management of Aspira Nigeria Limited, so far they do not have any waste detergent pouring from their factory, and that for years they have remained committed to protecting the interests of their host communities.
We don't have what is called waste detergent. All our detergent are things that we normally recycle it. As part of social responsibilities, we are playing a bigger role that I don't think there's any company that is also playing such. Like in terms of school rehabilitation and provision of learning facilities like decks, and also conducive atmosphere for learning. I think we are the first company that are doing this in this company.
For now, these people say they are still waiting for authorities to come to their aid for a continued survival of their rural economy. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
And now look at the economy, where Policy Setting Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria has retained the monetary policy rate, which measures interest rate at 11.5%. The CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, stated this on Monday while addressing journalists after the committee's meeting at the CBN headquarters in Abuja. The Apex Bank Governor said the committee members voted to hold key rates steady, while the committee also unanimously retained key rates, the asymmetric corridor of plus 100 to 700 basis around the MPR, and retained the cash reserve ratio at 27.5%, as well as the liquidity ratio at 30%. Emefiele said the MPC remains concerned that the global situation on rising prices may continue in the near term, but may begin to moderate if deliberate and urgent actions are taken by both monetary and fiscal authorities to correct rising inflation. And that wraps up Trust TV News Update for this hour. Don't forget, you can subscribe and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Ibrahim Yusuf. Thanks for joining us.